What's up? This is Austin here with a raw review. I want to say your raw review. It's probably not your choice of raw review. This is my first raw review, but a raw review from January 20th, 2014 episode. Um, Trying to think if I should even say shit about wrestling forum, but fucking my name's Deptford on there. I doubt any of you motherfuckers even recognize that because there's like 5,000 users on that site or something. I don't know, but if you know me, like give me some like cred or some shit if you want to watch my video. I don't know, whatever. You might have seen me post some of my opinions about stuff before, so that's cool if you know me from that. But if you don't, no big deal. It's a fucking forum board, so whatever. Um, my bad. All right. Raw starts off with a Martin Luther King fucking "I Have a Dream" package video, and I don't know what the fuck that's about because I thought Black History Month was in February. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna feel really bad if I'm wrong about that because it's like getting like a holiday wrong. I've been hearing that my whole life. I think it's in February though, but I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, it's fucking January. If WWE didn't know that, so it's I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with these packages. They kept showing them throughout the show. Like, whatever, I don't really care, but it's kind of confusing. Like, are they trying to get, like, Black History, like, out of the way? Be like, yeah, we did that. Because I know February is also the big breast cancer month, and that's what they like to concentrate on with all this shit. I think February is breast cancer month. breast cancer month. I don't really know that either for sure, but I think it's really the only explanation I could think of. So I don't know, man. That was just kind of confusing. I never really understood why they kept showing them. But yeah, they show it. It gets done showing. Triple H's music hits. Him and Steph come down. This is like what the like 20th episode they've opened up with the Authority saying something. Triple H cutting an entirely too long promo and some like match gets made or some shit. And that's basically what happened. Except they managed to botch motherfucking Batista's return in the opening of this Raw Authority segment. So, we have that too to go along with these fucking inspired segments that the Authority has. Anyways, Triple H is. I'm getting a text. I'm gonna check this shit. Fuck you guys. Okay. That was quick. Alright. Anyways, Triple H is talking about. I keep looking down. I took some notes and shit. It's Tuesday and I'm doing this. If I had done it on Monday, it would have been a little more fresh in my mind. But I was tired. I just got back from vacation. I honestly didn't even feel like watching it, but I was bound determined to do a Raw review. So I did, and I took notes. And forgive me if some stuff is not really sounding that fresh, but I'm gonna try and make it. All right. Let's see. Anyways, he's talking about Batista coming down. He's saying he's his friend, everything like that, whatever. It's all good. Like, I'm expecting Batista to come out, But instead, they have Orton's music hit instead of Batista's. And that's where they fucking botched it. And why does Orton's music hit instead of Batista's? Because Orton's mad because he lost to Kofi. Or he's jealous of Batista coming back or something. He's mad that Batista's coming back and might take his title from him. And I get that he's a heel and everything, but they've been announcing Batista's return for like a month. So he needs to come out whenever he's announced to come out. Because it's not like some surprise entrance. It's not like some surprise comeback. They announced it. That's what they do these days. So he should have came out then, but they wanted to get Orton some heat or something. I don't really know. But yeah, he's mad that he lost to Kofi. They make a match about it. I honestly didn't know why Orton was mad at first because really make sense for him to come out at all. So he has to cut a promo when he comes out that takes more time away, and all this time people are just like waiting for Batista, and whatever. It was such a clusterfuck. It was so bad. It was very bad booking. But anyways, yeah, Orton cuts the promo about losing to Kofi, and yeah, I think they even show a fucking promo package for a shitty feud with fucking Cena before Batista comes out. I think they get done with the whole thing. Anyways, Triple H is saying that and I think Batista comes out at the end of the segment. God damn, they make you like wait so long for it. They think they're gonna like build suspense, but they're not, dude. He should have just came out. But anyways, fucking readjusting my seat here. Let's see. Triple H starts talking about how he still believes in Orton after all this, even though Orton's acting like he doesn't believe in himself. He's saying he's scared that Batista's back. He doesn't want to face him. He's been complaining about his match with Cena. Okay, you know, and I thought it was a decent promo from Triple H. You know, he's because Orton originally was like in Evolution, and who Triple H believed in Evolution to be the next thing. So it's like all these years Triple H has believed Orton to be this person, and it kind of ties together. It's a pretty decent story from that point of view. But Triple H rambles on for too long. He starts talking about, you know, he should have cut it off right then. He starts talking about how Orton was seeking redemption from losing to Kofi by punching an old man. Other than misdirection or something, I don't really understand how you get redemption that way by punching someone's dad. But you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking for too much logic in this cheap heat they've been trying to get Orton in this feud. Like, how many times have we seen his dad beat up by now, dude? I think even motherfucking Kane did it, like, way back when. I don't know, man. I'm tired of that motherfucker. That motherfucker's been to too many Raws. They need to get some other relatives of Cena or something, like a little sister or something, and get some heat on. Get some heat, but, you know, I don't know, man. It's fucking stupid. Anyways, I don't understand how punching an old man can cover up your, make things better that you lost or whatever. There was really no logic when he started to get to that part. It was kind of stupid. But anyways, he's talking about how Randy has to fight Cena, how Randy has to defend his title and make everything right or whatever, and take responsibility for his actions and stuff. And you know, and then Randy gets on and he rants, I think, or something, like, whatever. And then Batista's music hits, like, out of fucking nowhere. Not people say that there's a pop, so you had to have your TV turned up louder or something. There wasn't a fucking pop. Like, there's a little pop for it. Punk out pop Batista later in the night. He did. So, anyways, Batista's music fucking randomly hits out of the fucking nowhere. And then it's botched, you know? He comes in, you know, he kind of, first things first, Batista botched every single thing that he did this night. I don't know what was up with it. Maybe it was nerves or something. He is kind of, you know, he does get nervous. It was probably nerves, but he botched every single thing that he did. But anyways, even the like little like, I don't know, Batista dance, I don't know what the fuck people call it, but it's something. He botched that. He botched the fucking little tiny things he botched. But one thing, Batista was looking good as fuck. Okay, Batista was looking fine as fuck whenever he came out. People are over there saying that he's looking like fucking like whatever Situation from Jersey Shore. That dude wore fucking like, no, that dude can't hold a candle to that fucking whatever the fuck he was wearing. I think it was like Launceston fucking jacket, windbreaker or whatever. I don't know what it was. I don't know what brand it was. I kept looking and trying to see what brand it was, but it looked fresh. And Batista is not wearing those motherfucking 5-year-old They're probably like fucking 9-year-old but then they were 5 years old in 2010. But he was wearing fucking 5-year-old Prada sunglasses with motherfucking like I don't even know what JCPenney brands are. I'm trying to think, but with those type of collar shirts or whatever, and like no, like I couldn't figure out what brand of sunglasses he was wearing either. I know I'm going on about how he dressed, but like it was looking fresh. You know what I'm saying? And it's a fucking nice breath of air. Like Punk dresses like a motherfucking like Ramones, fucking like 13-year-old Ramones fan. Dolph Ziggler dresses like a preteen. He really does. It's fucking stupid. I don't know. Daniel Bryan dresses like what the fuck ever. Motherfucking Rollins is wearing like these like preteen band hardcore band t-shirts and shit, and has that little fucking stupid ass yellow stripe in his hair, not to ruffle any feathers with people that like Rollins or whatever, but you know, he doesn't really look that great. Reigns, I've seen Reigns looking kind of fresh sometimes, you know, or whatever, and he was the jock back in, you know, Reigns is looking a little tight, so you know, there's Reigns to make up for it, but like everyone else looks like they're like 7 or 8 years behind on some bullshit, or they just look tacky. Ambrose never looks tacky, but anyways, Ambrose looks decent too, but you know, and it's nice to see someone come in with something that is fairly not, I don't know how to, not trashy, and not dumb. He looked decent, you know, and people are hating on him and shit for it, and people are obviously uncomfortable with their sexuality also, saying, you know, things like shouldn't care about how wrestlers look, but I do care about how I look. You know, it doesn't make me gay or whatever, and if I was gay, there'd be no problem with it, but these motherfucking smelly ass motherfucking MMA t-shirt wearing bros fucking smelling like motherfucking dumbbells or some shit are over here like trashing his ass for like looking like decent. Like fuck that. Like I bet he smelled good too. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfucking he probably had on some like cologne or some shit. Like he was looking decent. Like these dudes are just mad because they smell like motherfucking dumbbells. Like I've been to the motherfucking gym. I've been to motherfucking hardcore shows. I've been to motherfucking all these motherfucking like these like generic wrestling fan type of things. I've been to mom's basements and these motherfuckers, you smell like ass. All of you do. You smell like ass. Okay? Batista probably smelled good. So, you know, probably on some Polo cologne too or some shit. You know, probably above Polo. I don't really know what other colognes because I use Polo, but he was looking fucking decent, man. Other than the skinny jeans, that was a little iffy. Like, whatever. But, like, he didn't have on those motherfucking Prada sunglasses, so he upgraded. That was what I was looking at, man. He was looking decent, dude. So all y'all can go like fucking fuck yourselves. Fashion's motherfucking cool. Looking good is motherfucking cool. Smelling good's motherfucking cool. That's about all there is to that shit, dude. And y'all just gotta suck that shit up. And let's see. Evan JBL, he always says everyone looks better than ever or some shit like that. But when he said it, that was true about Batista. He looked better than ever, you know what I'm saying? And what else? There's some funny things about his entrance that I thought when he first walked on, I first thought he was in like some like crossover of like some German fight swimwear or some shit like that when he first walked out. I don't know. It kind of like threw me off guard when he first walked out. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this shit? Then I looked for a second and I was like, ah, damn, dog. But, so props, Batista. Don't listen to what all these motherfucking meatheads are saying about you. There's one chant, and it was like, I love you, Batista. I thought that was funny. And there's one singular piece of confetti. It looked like it fell from the ceiling. Like, I don't think someone, like, threw that out there. There's just one piece of white confetti. Like, I wonder if some confetti was supposed to come down or something. I don't know, man. Whatever. But anyways, Batista cuts a little promo. It's pretty fucking bad. You know, Batista was never the promo guy though, so whatever. He says he's there for the titles, and he's probably gonna get them. Um, he might get them though. I don't know. You know, like they have him. Everybody thinks he's gonna win the Rumble. I think he's probably gonna win the Rumble too. He has more star power to headline Mania than anybody else. They might change that after he didn't get a pop and blame it on Batista not having star power or being relevant anymore. But that's their motherfucking fault. That's motherfucking booking's fault. So they shouldn't blame it on that. But, you know, he might not get that push he was getting because of that. But that's kind of a stretch. I think he'll still get the push. I think he's winning the Rumble. If he's not, then he's just there for a smokescreen like Jericho was in 2012. You know, everyone thought he was winning the Rumble. The motherfucking Sheamus wins it. Jericho should have won it, so hopefully they'll have Batista win it because I don't want him to be a smokescreen for motherfucking Sheamus or Big Show or something. I don't fucking know. No, Big Show's fighting Brock. Hell yeah. So he's not in the fucking Rumble, so that's fucking decent. I'm not pro Big Show and Brock though, but whatever. He also came back. You know, like I said, Batista was looking fresh and everything, but it is his heel gear that he came back in. He didn't really, you know, they're pretty strict about making you change everything around or whatever. Whenever you turn heel face, you get a lot of people get new haircuts. I don't know if that's WWE making them do that or they just do it. But Batista came back just like how he left. It was kind of, I don't know. It was kind of unsettling. It's like, does he really not give that much of a fuck? And I'm like, I don't care if he gives a fuck or not. But like, you know, it just seemed kind of lazy. I don't know, unless he's turning heel. I don't know. And it seemed kind of lazy to me though, but he still looked decent, man. And he's actually doing his look right this time. But if there's one word to describe the whole entire segment, it was underwhelming. His return was underwhelming. And it was a clusterfuck with Orton getting heat he didn't already need. We know this motherfucker's a heel. We know Triple H and Stephanie are like the motherfucking authority. They didn't do like anything else. It was a clusterfuck segment and it made Batista's return underwhelming. And they fucked it up, man. I can't believe that shit, dude. I was waiting on Batista to return, man. If it would have been good, this shit would have exploded. Everything would have been like, oh fuck, the animal's back. But now it's just like, oh shit, what the fuck is Batista gonna do? Damn, they might not push his ass. I don't know. That's just how I feel. They'll probably still push him. Anyways, next after that, we get probably after like 2 or 3 commercial breaks or whatever, we get the Shield versus the Rose Brothers and Big E. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm a big Shield fan, but like, how many times did we see Reigns and Rollins face the Rose Brothers or at and around Battleground? You know, like when they drop the titles to them and everything. You know, we've seen that so many times. You know, the Shields should be having their own little storyline right now. These other teams like the Usos or Real Americans or something, they should be doing more matches with the Rhodes Brothers instead. There's really no reason to put the Shield against them. I thought maybe they were going to sell some like dissension between the Shield or something, and that's why they had all 3 of them in like a 6-man tag match, but that didn't happen either. So, you know, maybe it's just another it's part of the story, I guess. Everything seems alright, but it's not, and so they have a night where they're like, you know, still brothers or whatever, and you know, and then it goes to, then things fuck up at the Rumble. It was the go home show, you know, so yeah. They'll probably run into some tension at the Rumble, and it just looks alright before that. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but it was just a time killer. There was really nothing that happened. Big E got some offense in. The Shield barely got any offense in at all, except for Rollins at a couple spots, but that was it. I had a problem with that. Reigns got his Superman punch when someone comes off the turnbuckle in again. I think he should be sparing them, but I understand not hit them with their finish because they don't want the match to end yet, so whatever. But like, you can work around that in tag matches. It would look better if you fucking spear them, because he's already like up in the air with the Superman punch. So the whole point of someone coming off the turnbuckle is to be impacted upon their landing. If he's jumping up in the air and meeting them there, it's not really any different from him normally doing it. If anything, it's, less effective, just talking like fight psychology and stuff. And I know it's not real, but like whatever. If anything, it's less effective that way. So it looks kind of stupid, but I won't go as far to say as it looks stupid. It looks decent, but I think it should be the spear instead. But they're obviously running with that little Superman punch gimmick thing, so that worked. Reigns got that in. No one really got any offense. A couple hot tags from Goldust and Cody as usual. Big E got his little face offense in. But I'm just thinking, shouldn't Roman Reigns be the one getting more babyface offense in? Like, you're not really doing anything with Big E. Why is he the one doing it? But he got a little offense run there. Fucking Seth just like ran at him, and Big E just like moved out of the way, and Seth just like kept running and like fell to the floor. Big E's his offense looked sloppy as fuck. I don't know. He did a good belly to belly on Ambrose though. But yeah, he kind of clears the ring. He does his belly to belly on Ambrose. Ambrose sold it. Like, Ambrose just sells things. Really funny. He's kind of like, I don't know exactly how he sold it, but there's something funny about it that I was just like, man, Ambrose, you can't do that shit. He's kind of like a toned down HBK from SummerSlam 04. Like a very toned down HBK from SummerSlam. But I think it was 04. You know what match I'm talking about, HBK versus Hogan. But Ambrose is like a toned down version of that, like all the time with his selling, and I think it's pretty cool. But whatever. It was funny him selling the belly to belly. The match was pretty sloppy, like I was saying. I don't really even remember the finish or who ate the pin from the Shield. Or I think it was... No, they didn't call the bell. I don't know. It doesn't really matter anyways. There wasn't really any story to be told or anything. To be honest, Big E probably got the pin on Ambrose. But it was, I didn't mind seeing no dissension. So that's whatever. They showed, after the match, they showed the Daniel Bryan video package. And I thought that was nice. It was a good video package. Like, Daniel Bryan hasn't had a lot of good promos or video packages and that sort of deal before. And man, they sold that video package pretty well, dude. Like, him versus Wyatt, it may not be the match people wanted to see because they wanted to see Bryan win the Rumble, but it's shaping up to be a pretty big match. And it also elevates Bray without Bryan having to be a heel, which should have never happened in the first place. And they pulled the plug on it, and they covered their ass pretty good in the segment tonight about pulling the plug on it and why Daniel Bryan just spent 2 weeks as a heel. But I didn't think they were going to be able to cover their ass, and they were just going to write some lazy story about some bullshit. And it's just obvious to everyone they pulled the plug on it because it was a very bad idea. But no, they kind of, it was nice. They're actually making a decent feud out of it, and they're fighting at the Rumble, so. Word. Daniel Bryan, they advertise he's gonna break his silence next. And I'm like, oh shit, he's just gonna do some yes chants. I don't like Daniel Bryan promos. There's maybe 1 out of every 10 that I like. But he may be getting better. I don't know, but this was one of those 1 out of 10 that I liked. He delivered a very good promo. He talks about, oh, he got a jobber entrance there. Like, come on, man. Y'all don't want to see that pop. Like, for face Brian, he turned him face again, and you're going to give him a jobber entrance? Like, come on, man. So we come back from the commercial break. He's already in the ring. Good shit. Alright. Well, anyways, he, talks about infiltrating the Wyatts. He had to attack them from the inside because he had to psychologically harm Bray, because it's not enough to beat him. And then he says Bray has a Messiah complex. And that's a very good sound bit right there. They're probably going to use that a lot, Messiah complex for Bray. That's really the first time we've heard anybody cut a promo on Bray and really kind of know what they're talking about, in my opinion. So, that was good. He talks about how hard it was having to keep his family in the dark about it, and he's not proud of some of the things he did. And, you know, but he took him down, and he exposed the Wyatts, and, like, Brian looked kind of badass for the first time, you know? Like, doing this all on his own. Like, the whole angle was like, you know, of course, I'm suspecting Cena comes in and saves the day for motherfucking his little friend. But no, Brian did it all on his own. They actually, you know, went with that, like, well, I mean, they had to, but, you know, he looked badass from it, dude, so it worked out. This is honestly the first time I've seen Brian look badass in I don't know how long. Like, before his World Heavyweight Championship reign, that was probably the last time. Like, he hasn't looked good. I mean, he pinned Cena clean and, like, whatever, but, like, that only lasted a couple of seconds, and then he just started getting motherfucking pedigreed and RKO'd all over the place. So, this is the first time he's looked good in a while. And, you know, I was pretty happy about that. But then, of course, yes, and he's, like, screaming it for, like, he screamed it, like, 20 times or something, and my ears started to hurt. I hate that motherfucking chant. But obviously, it's doing good for him. Whatever, I'll live with it. But, he ends every promo like that. He has to stop it. And then Bray, he doesn't come down. He's on the motherfucking Titantron. Like, I understand he's a heel, and heels like to do Titantron promos, but, like, come on, dog. Again, Brian's face turn deserves Bray being out there confronting him on the microphone, and then, like, brawl afterwards or something. Like, Brian's face turn. Like, come on, dog. This is bigger than having Bray say some shit on the Titantron. Whatever. I forget what he even said. Bray cut a pretty good promo, too. It was a good back and forth. That's what I'm saying. It would have been better if he was in the ring, like, cutting it against him, because it would have been a good back and forth. But, no, Bray talks about how Brian had his chance to be saved, but he uses free wings to fly back into the prison, which is society, and, how he did it for all these people that are animals, and how he double-crossed Bray, and no one double-crosses Bray, and, you know, they're kind of talking about how Bray's the Messiah and everything, and it's like, oh, shit, Brian double-crossed motherfucking Jesus here, or something, you know? So, it made Bray look badass, too. And that made Brian look even more badass because he was up against a legitimate heel. So, like, this segment was the best segment of the night, you know? You think Brock being there and Batista being there, the best segments of the night, they botched them. Well, they didn't really botch Brock's segment, but they botched it by having this feud in the first place with him versus Big Show. But, best segment of the night, dude. They really sold their fight. Everything came across clean and clear. Everyone looked good. And I'm a promo type of guy, and I'm a storytelling type of guy, so it did that, and it did it well. There's no visible fucking loopholes and lazy writing and stuff like I was suspecting, so good shit, man. I'm not a Daniel Bryan fan either. I'm not a real big one, but, like, fucking good shit, dude. Best thing on the show. It was solid. Next we have Xavier versus Fandango come up. Nothing happened. It was over in like 2 minutes. I don't even know the point of this. Other than I guess they're trying to give Xavier more TV time, but it doesn't really matter if he's just in a 2 minute filler match. It wasn't even a squash match either. It just happened and that was it, and it was over and they were gone. Like, whatever. R-Truth on commentary though, man. I don't like R-Truth too much. The role that he's been in over the past years, I think he has potential, but you know, yeah, he has potential to be like bigger than he is, obviously. But I'm obviously not like a motherfucking like R-Truth Mark over here because he hasn't been doing shit for the past more than 2 years. But you know, he's on commentary. I don't mind listening to him. He can talk. He's pretty decent. He made me miss Booker on commentary, man. He made me miss Booker. He said a couple things that were kind of funny in like one way or another, and this and that. So you know, that was really all I got out of that segment. R-Truth on commentary was not bad, and I did not mind it. So word to that too. And then they had the backstage segment. And this is motherfucking all over the place too. Everything with the Authority is just a clusterfuck. Like, damn. Like, I hope things start clearing up toward WrestleMania. I'm sure they will, not in a way that I want them to, probably, but I'm sure. But right now, this shit is just all over the motherfucking place. Anyways, Kane chokeslammed Punk. Okay, I guess he did that last week. I didn't watch last week because I was on vacation, and I'm not gonna watch while I'm on vacation, and that's just that. So, anyways, I guess he chokeslammed Punk last week, and they're mad at him for putting his hands on a superstar. But if I remember correctly, right before TLC, Triple H just pedigreed the fuck out of Randy Orton for absolutely no reason at all. But they're mad at Kane for chokeslamming Punk. So, whatever. I mean, I get they're, like, corrupt or whatever, but that doesn't really seem what this is. It seems like they kind of forgot that Triple H pedigreed the fuck out of Randy Orton and made him look like shit. I think it's like they forgot that or something. Anyways. Yeah, the pedigree was unnecessary also because they didn't do shit for anything other than Triple H got to do a pedigree on Randy Orton. He was a motherfucking champion at the time. Like, it didn't do I don't know, man. Fuck that shit. Anyways. You know, I look for too much logic. You know, the thing is, they were losing trust in Randy. But that does not warrant a pedigree. But whatever. Triple H has to get that shit in there. They want Kane to apologize to Punk for chokeslamming him last week. And it's apology time! Whenever Kane's fucking walking down to the ring and shit, like it's some hyped up segment or something, like, oh my god, this was stupid. Anyways, you know, he goes to apologize to Punk, and Punk's like, what? I didn't hear you. Can you do it a little louder? Because he's this little tweener face, whatever, fuck. I don't care for Punk too much these days, man. I used to be as big a Punk fan as anyone else, but these days he kind of irks me the wrong way. Just, I don't know, man. But, anyways, Kane apologizes to him twice, and Punk hits him with the microphone, I think, and maybe gives him some bows or something. Punk usually does that whenever he's, like, you know, doing some shit. And puts Kane up against the ropes, and he does the fucking flying knee to send Kane out of the ropes. When he could have just done a clothesline, because Kane has to no-sell it and get up and walk away and act mad and all that stuff. And when Punk does that flying knee, that's like a big move. That's like a big fucking move. Like, that shouldn't just be their staple Punk get somebody out of the ring move, man, because that makes that move look weak, and that's like a pretty decent move, man. Just have him do a clothesline like everyone else, and then in like big matches or against like bigger people, he can do that running knee and like knock them out or something. But like, no, they have him do the running knee because obviously they noticed that was the cool spot that people liked, and so they're gonna milk the fuck out of it. So he does a running knee. Kane gets up on his feet, no sells it, and is mad. You should have done a clothesline because people no sell clotheslines all the time. That's what a clothesline is for. But they, whatever. Anyways, Kane gets up. I think he's like mad or something, and the Authority holds him back. Yeah. But I guess that fucking running knee is gonna be vintage Punk now, as if they don't have enough of those already. That were cool spots that everyone thought were cool spots that they turned into staples of his moveset that he pulls out like 2 or 3 times every match now. And I guess that's just how they have baby faces work. I don't really agree with it though. But anyways, Road Dogg and motherfucking Billy Gunn come out. I don't know what the fuck they're. Whatever. I'm not a New Age Outlaws hater, but like I don't really understand what the purpose is. I guess other than just get more heat on the Authority or something. I don't know, but they're kind of old. He wasn't really able to put on a match, but anyways, they're not doing a bad job. I'm not trying to hate on them or whatever, but I just kind of fail to see the purpose in them being there so much. But I guess Punk already took out the Shield, and they're having him mess with the New Age Outlaws now. And that's cool and all, but I kind of wish he was messing with Kane, because that kind of leaves me worried. Like, are they going to do Punk Kane at Mania now? Because are they like saving Kane for that? Is that like his big payoff? Or is, whereas if he was doing Kane right now, he would have ran through the whole Authority and had Triple H for Mania. I don't know if Triple H is actually going to wrestle Punk at Mania now. They might save Kane for it. Hopefully he gets Kane at Elimination Chamber or something. Who knows? And that would make sense, but, I hope we don't see a Punk Kane match at Mania. Those motherfuckers do not have chemistry together, or put on good matches together, or do anything, and that doesn't deserve to be an Authority storyline match at Mania. It should be Punk Triple H or something. But they have Punk entering the Rumble, and I don't really... No, Batista's winning that shit. Batista's winning that shit. Man, Punk's not winning that shit. He's fighting the Authority. But I don't want to see Punk Kane at Mania. I want to see Punk Triple H. But that's the only worry I have with the New Age Outlaw sticking around so much, kind of being like fodder right now. Like, are they saving Kane? You don't need to save Kane. Kane needs to be your motherfucking fodder. But anyways, Road Dogg gets on commentary and he starts fucking shooting him. He calls him fucking scrawny and all this stuff. And I'm like, damn, Road Dogg, like, shit. That's funny, man. I'm surprised people on the forums didn't eat that up more, because people love to call Punk scrawny. And, but yeah, the announce team was annoyed at Road Dogg for playing paper, rock, scissors with Billy Gunn to see who faced Punk, because they didn't see the logic in that, because they're heels, so they're supposed to be mad, and the winner faces Punk, but the loser of that game faced Punk, because that's what the New Age Outlaws do, is they do that. And so it shouldn't change them that much just because they're friends with Triple H now and supposed to be heels. They're still the New Age Outlaws. They can still play rock, paper, scissors and do whatever the fuck they want. But the WWE has it in their mind that they have to turn everybody into this cowardly heel that doesn't, has no real edge to them or specific whatever, specific character to them. And yeah, the commentary gave him a very hard time about that. I thought they wouldn't stop with it, but then finally Road Dogg cleared it up and something, and he was just like, oh, the loser's actually the winner and whatever, and I'm just thinking the commentary needs to shut the fuck up. Like, I don't even know how many times they botched before that. Like, come on, man. You can't get on to somebody for doing something that small. Like, I think fucking King called Rollins Rollins. Like, how many days have you seen this motherfucker around? And you call him the wrong name, and then that's not even... They botched probably 10 times after that. You know, so the announce team's fucking horrible. They have no room to criticize anyone, no matter how hard they botch. I don't think so. You know, but they put on their fucking big boy pants and were like, "Oh, you should have said this, didn't you?" And try to correct this thing or whatever. Even though they never do it when they're actually supposed to. But that kind of irked me, man, because just the fucking announce team getting on to superstars, man. The announce team's fucking horrible. They have no room to talk. But anyways, Punk beats what's his name? I forgot the finish of that match too, because it's a fucking stupid match. I don't care. I think Punk beat Billy Gunn there, and then and they have that camera angle. Okay, they have a camera angle out facing toward the parking lot because Cena's supposed to arrive sometime to wreak havoc on Randy Orton or whatever. And, like, as soon as they start showing that at the beginning of the show, I'm like, okay, Batista isn't closing the show. Brock's not closing the show. You know, the fucking, it's a go home show for the Royal Rumble. They're not gonna have that little like pre-Rumble brawl where all the people in the locker room come out and fight each other. Like, I know that's kind of overdone, but it's kind of tradition at this point for the go home show for the Rumble. They're not gonna have any of that. Like, the focus of the show is gonna be motherfucking Cena walking down a driveway, despite all of that happening. Okay. And, but they show the driveway. This is probably the third time they've shown it. And there's a plot hole there too. Everyone's talking about it. The scene is always, first to work, last to show up. You know, why is he late today? There's no reason they say that he's late. They don't even make up some lame-ass excuse like there's a traffic jam or something. They just go, well, Cena's coming. So I guess Cena's fucking coming. I don't know. But they show that view, and we see motherfucking Brock Lesnar. And I'm like, this is what we should be fucking waiting for, dog. And Brock's just fucking being fucking Brock. So, that's fucking cool, man. Brock shows up. I think they cut to a commercial break after that, but they just showed Brock walking down there. But then, of course, they had to say some bullshit. He's coming to confront the big badass that is the Big Show. And, you know, the segment ends with them putting over Big Show instead of Brock looking like motherfucking Brock Lesnar walking down that ramp that they've been showing 4 times by now. But, anyways, they show a Rumble package. This Rumble package was pretty fucking cool. They actually put over the Rumble instead of putting over, like, Cena or, like, some random bullshit. They actually put over, like, the Rumble match and, like, talked about the history of it. They showed people. They put over Austin. They said he'd won it 3 times, which they don't usually do because he's not on the active roster, and they just don't do things like that for people that aren't on the active roster that aren't named Cena also. But, yeah, they put him over. They also announced that Brock was the youngest champion. And I don't think they had done that before. Because there's always been heat with Brock and WWE, more on Brock's side than WWE's side. And they've just never really put him over before because of that. Because he's not really there for the love of the company or anything like that. So they just don't really put him over that much. But they were saying, you know, in their little kayfabe achievements things, they don't really, you know, but they actually announced him as the youngest champion again. That was the first time they had done that since he walked out, I think. This is the first time they had done that. So, let's see. There's also been, my phone's ringing, man. I've got to take this, but I'm in the middle of a review. I'll text or something, you know? Alright, let's see. You know, maybe I can cut it out. I don't know, man. I've got to take this call, dog. I'm getting some food from my pops. So I'm going to call him back real quick. Sorry. Damn, dog, I'm on 45 minutes. Hey, hey, where you at? Yeah. I'll just get Wendy's. Yes. I'll just I'll just get like two junior bacon cheeseburgers and a chicken sandwich. Oh. Yeah, they're the dollar menus. The junior bacon cheeseburgers are like 119 or something there. Okay. All right, that's fine. All right. All right, bro. Huh? Yo, man, I live with my parents, dog, so I kind of fit the IWC stereotype. Okay, whatever. Let's go back to the shit. All right. Anyways, the Rumble package, man, this shit was pretty chill of WWE, dude. They included a Benoit statistic in there. I'm just gonna no sell that phone call. Fuck that. They included a Benoit statistic saying that 9 people were the first people to enter the Rumble, and it was their first Rumble match, and they won it. And Benoit was included on that. I expected them to say 8, but they didn't. They said 9. And they showed fucking Eddie. Like, that's not even supposed to be a big deal, but they never show Eddie. Like, they never do on like anything. Of any of those like videos from the RA or AE that they show, or like anything, like Eddie's not in them. Like, you'll see like Benoit's leg or something before you see Eddie, and I don't know why, but they never show him. I know people are gonna be like, Eddie was a mid carder. Eddie was, but that dude was not a mid carder, man. That dude was made for the motherfucking main event, 24/7. But anyways, that's not the reason why they never show him. I don't know why they never show him. They never show him, but I'm a huge Eddie fan, and they showed motherfucking Eddie doing some shit. So man, that was tight with me, dude. I kind of marked out for that. And it put the Rumble over really hard, and it made me think maybe the Rumble's gonna main event. But then they have another promo package later on in the night that calls the rematch between Orton and Cena the biggest rematch in history or whatever. So, fuck that. I have a problem with that whole entire feud and that whole entire match again, man. The Cena saying that Orton didn't really beat him at TLC. He said something along those lines. So the rematch is what matters and all this. Oh my god, what a shit fucking match and feud, dude. So that will probably main event, man. But this package made it look like the Rumble might main event. It made the Rumble look legit at least, but it's not main eventing over stupid ass feud of Orton versus John Cena. And that's that. And then after that package, they showed another package of Mae Young. And like I said, I was out of town. I was on vacation. I wasn't really watching TV or getting on the internet or anything for the past like week and a half or something. And they were showing the package of Mae Young, and like they were showing it, and I was kind of getting sentimental about her career and everything. And I was like, damn, it's gonna be sad when she dies. Like, why are they showing a package of Mae Young? And then it kind of dawned on me, and I was like, oh, shit. And then I was pretty sad. That shit was pretty brutal. I didn't know about that. That was my first time hearing about that. I caught up on some news from last week, too, and, like, everything that I missed, and I never read anything about Mae Young. But, obviously, she's, gone now. R.I.P. Mae Young. That was pretty brutal for me, though. I didn't know about it, and it caught me completely off guard. I thought it was going to be some happy, feel-good package about her, but it wasn't, so, obviously. So, man, my dad loved her. I told my dad about it. He was like, no, like, my dad loves comedy segments in the WWE, and I typically hate them. So we have a good time watching it together. But he was a huge, saying that you can um, determine that he was a huge Mae Young fan. He loved Mae Young. he started telling me about all the funny moments she had and her in a bikini and all that stuff, and he was just cracking up but like, oh man, I can't believe she's dead. But yeah, he loved Mae Young. He loved the fuck out of Mae Young. So it was sad for my dad too. And see her go. Just her career, man. She was 100 something. That shit was sad, dude. Like, I don't know, the way it got me too. I don't know, man. Whatever, dude. R.I.P. Mae Young. Alright, next we have Del Rio versus Mysterio. Thinking, how many fucking times have we seen this match, man? We've been seeing this match since Del Rio debuted in 2011. Maybe it was even 2010 when he debuted. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. Anyways, he's facing motherfucking Mysterio again. Why? Because they're both Mexican. I don't fucking know. Anyways, he beats up Mysterio. I'm expecting Batista to come out and interfere in the match or something so we don't have to see this whole fucking match again. But he doesn't come out until the very end of the match. But, Del Rio versus Mysterio. Del Rio puts the motherfucking armbar on Mysterio. Oh, Mysterio gets out. He's the ultimate underdog. Del Rio kicks Mysterio. He does some more kicks, whatever. Eventually, Mysterio ends up tapping. And the match is over. But I want to talk a little bit about Del Rio's signature move here, since this is my first review. He's been doing it for a while, but this is my first review. Why is this his signature move? It's the motherfucking kick to the head or whatever, the super kick to the head while they're on their knees. Like, and they're always like, that's the move that won Del Rio the championship. But he kicked Ziggler in the head because Ziggler had a kayfabe concussion in his head. And so kicking him in the head knocked Ziggler out. Like, that move was like a specific design for his match at Payback. Everyone else is going to kick out of it because not everyone else has a concussion. So it's like, why is that his signature move now? It doesn't really make any sense. It's honestly not even that threatening of a move unless you're like half dead already, which was what Ziggler was. And then they just decided to stick that move on him because he won the championship with it. But like, it's only compatible with the story he was telling in that match at Payback. It doesn't have universal appeal to every wrestler on the roster. So I don't know why that's a signature move. I'm glad he hasn't won another match with it. Well, actually, if he started winning matches with it, it might make sense. Being like, yeah, Del Rio, that's a move that was in his arsenal that's really good or something. And Ziggler, he killed Ziggler with it or whatever. But no, he's not winning matches with it. Why is he still doing it? Like, that should have only been specific to his match at Payback. And I don't like that that's his signature now. And they act like he's going to get the 3 count from it every time. He's not. The reason why that he started doing that move was because Ziggler had a concussion. So that doesn't make any sense to me. Storytelling wise in the ring, anything, whatever. But anyways, he eventually Mysterio taps out. I'm like, what the fuck ever. And then Batista's music hits. I'm like, okay, word, let's do this, because they've been having their little Twitter war lately. This is really fucking 2014, and we're having Twitter wars on Monday Night Raw. But, yeah, Batista comes out. He has a little stare down with Alberto Del Rio. It's nothing really that great. And then he power bombs him. He doesn't Batista bomb him, he power bombs him. And botched that shit too. Like, holy fuck, Batista. Everybody's blaming it on his tight pants, but I don't know if you've ever worn tight pants before, though. They're stretchy. They have that elastic on them, because if they weren't stretchy, you couldn't even fucking probably walk. But yeah, they're stretchy, dude. So I don't know why he didn't Batista bomb him, dude. Maybe he's like not able to still or something. Ring rust and just, the presence rust and the promo cutting rust and even him doing his entrance, everything is just rusty with Batista. Like, overtly rusty. Like, there's no hiding any of it. So, he's looking pretty bad other than what he was wearing, but it kind of he should have taken off his little, fucking jacket if he was coming down for a confrontation, and came down to the ring shirtless, but he was still wearing that motherfucking like German Nazi swimsuit thing that I think is pretty fucking tight, but whatever. And he's still wearing it, and he's going down to the ring and that, and finally he takes it off and powerbombs Del Rio. But it's not a Batista bomb. I guess that's what those Twitter wars were leading up to, was that segment's over. Batista botched the fuck out of something. Del Rio's in there, and I don't care about it again. That's about what that amounted to. Yeah. And then Big Show comes out and cuts a promo. And he's doing his typical fucking Big Show thing, and he's making fun of Paul Heyman's voice. Oh man, and that irked me. Like, you can't think of anything to say to Brock or anything to say to Heyman other than make fun of him. Like, they've been making fun of him for probably 8 or 9 months. We get it. Like, he has a weird sound. He has like a New York accent, and he's short and stubby. Are we really going to talk about those 3 things for like 9 months in the WWE? Is that really going to happen? It happened. And Big Show makes fun of his voice. I'm like, come on, dude. Everyone's calling him a walrus, all that shit. Like, when is the making fun of Paul Heyman thing gonna stop? We get it. And, like, it was funny for a couple episodes, but, like, I get it now. Okay? And, Heyman comes out, looks really worried. Heyman can sell fucking anything. Even after that horrible Big Show promo. He just no-sold the Big Show promo. Good shit. And he comes out and he's worried, and then he looks back, and then he's like, okay, let's do this shit. And then Brock Lesnar's music hits, and that Heyman selling that entrance like that, honestly, it made Brock's entrance that much better, dude. And Heyman made Punk's entrances better too when he was with Punk. You know, he made them better, holding up the title behind Punk like some fucking, like, you know, like Coach or something, and Punk doing his thing. You know, he sells entrances really fucking well whenever they let him. And I think he should come out before Brock. I think he should start coming out before Brock with just no music or anything, and just kind of having something to do with Brock's entrance rather than just walking beside him. But, you know, so Brock's entrance looked badass as fuck. I'm glad they gave him pyro. You know, I'm glad they started giving him pyro again, because he didn't have it for like his first year that he was back. And anyways, Brock walks down to the ring. He teases that he's getting in the ring, then he walks away. Okay, that's cool. Brock's being a dick. Like, that's cool with me. He's like a heel that he's, you know, whatever. I'm cool that he didn't confront Big Show. I kind of wanted him to just kick his ass, but, you know, that's not going to happen. And then he comes back down to the ring like he's going to get in it. And at this point, you know, it's like, okay, he's messing with him, like, psychologically. And now he comes and he's supposed to, like, run into the ring and fight him. But no, he gets in there and he stares at Big Show like he's scared from, like, the ring, and, like, debates coming back down. So Brock Lesnar walks all the way back down the ramp and is, like, debating in his mind whether he should, like, go up and fight Big Slow. Like, come on, dude. Like, that's too much. That's too much. But, that's too much. He's motherfucking Brock Lesnar, dude. Just have him hop up in that bitch. But, I don't know. He gets in the ring. Big Show throws him around. Brock goes, and he doesn't really get any offense on Big Show. He tries to do his, shoulder thrust in the corner to Big Show, but Big Show doesn't let him for some reason. It looked like Big Show was supposed to let him, but Big Show just didn't let him for some reason. I don't know why. Big Show being a dick or some shit. And he throws him out. Brock Lesnar goes to the corner by the announce table, looks all scared and everything. He does that scared look like he did 2 weeks ago to Big Show. He might have done it last week. I didn't watch last week. And he just, he's being a cowardly heel again, which kind of sucks because it's against Big Show. That's really my only gripe with it, you know? I mean, it's against Big Show. Like, come on, dude. I fucking hate Big Show. But I guess in kayfabe, he's, whatever. But this is the same dude that I don't know, man. He's been thrown around by basically every wrestler ever, dude. Like, why is Brock afraid of him? But see, that's the only problem I have with it is that it's against Big Show. I don't really have a problem with Brock acting like a cowardly heel, like a lot of people do. I don't have a problem with that because it's I don't know, it's shades of the old Brock Lesnar in the RA. You know, and he's a heel, and that's what heels do. I don't have a problem with cowardly heels. Punk looked so good whenever he was a cowardly heel against like Taker and against like um, Rock and shit like that. You know, those were good feuds, and Punk was a cowardly heel in those feuds. Not so much against Rock, but at times he was. But he was the only credible heel that Rock faced. But you know, he pulled it off, and it looks good when people pull it off. Like, it's an art form. Like, Ambrose is gonna have to do it eventually, and I fucking love Ambrose. Moxley did it all the time, you know, and he got away with it, and it's good. Jericho is highly praised, and he was like one of the biggest cowardly heels in the like WWE. Like, it's a art that's underly appreciated, and I don't know why it's hated on, dude. Being a cowardly heel is cool. Like, I like it. And you know, the complaint is that Brock's a monster and he's doing it, but you know, this is wrestling. You're a heel, you're a heel, you're a heel, you're a heel. Yeah, that's all there is to it. There's not really that many exceptions. And he did the monster thing for a while. He did. So I mean, let him be a heel now. Like, whatever, I'm cool with it. Not to mention they killed his monster character before it even got started. Like, you know, I mean, I know that's beating a dead horse, but like, come on, man. Like, you know, that character was over and done before it even left the ground. So just let him be a heel now, and maybe things will pan out better. And you know, but they had to give Cena his win in 2012 against the monster Brock Lesnar, and so the monster was killed after that, dude. And that ruined it for me. It may not have been the nail in the coffin for a lot of people, but that was the nail in the coffin for me. I mean, it was, you know, slight because Brock got the upper hand most of the match, but it irked me so fucking bad I wasn't able to take him seriously after that. And you know, he was breaking Shawn and Triple H's arm. I literally didn't care. Like, it ruined his monster heel character, and he didn't really get heat, like, ever, as, like, a monster heel. Like, not even breaking Shawn Michaels' arm. I don't remember him getting that much heat for that, like, from the crowd. And they were booing the fuck out of him tonight. Like, he was getting heat. Like, that's good. That's good, man. So they're going in a little bit of a different direction with his character. Hopefully he doesn't run into Cena again, so that shit doesn't get ruined. But I don't know how Cena would ruin a cowardly heel character. He's done it before. I don't know, man. I try not to have unwarranted hate toward him, but it's hard sometimes. But anyways, he's doing it, you know, man, and you can be a cowardly heel, but when you get your win at the pay-per-view, you look good, you know? And that's just part of being a heel. I think getting your win at the pay-per-view makes you more of a monster heel than you coming in and just fucking shit up all the time. At the same time, I didn't have a problem with Brock Lesnar fucking shit up, though, dude. When he fucked 3MB up, he fucked them up, dude. And when he F5'd Mark Henry, holy shit, I was literally like holding my mouth. Like, that dude just like fucking did not fall back with him. He just slung him off his shoulders onto the ground. I don't know, dude. Brock Lesnar can fuck people up like nobody else can. I don't have a problem with that. But like, let him be a heel. It's whatever. He's not an exception, dude. He's not an exception. He shouldn't be an exception. Like, if he wants to do this, you know, man. So, you know, that's my take on that whole thing with Brock Lesnar being scared of Big Show. I don't like it because it's Big Show, but it's okay because Brock Lesnar needs to be a heel. I kind of tuned out for a minute because some random fucking Divas match was on, some shit. I don't give a fuck about Divas wrestling. Not anything against girls wrestlers, but it's just the WWE Divas wrestling division. It's not really booked good, it's not creative, and there's probably only one or two divas that can actually wrestle. So I'm not being biased. I just don't like it. That happened, and another Martin Luther King thing happened. I thought maybe they would clear things up, but they didn't. It's evidently Black History Month again. I mean, not again, but in January. It's okay. The Usos versus Harper and Rowan is next. And dude, like the Usos come down to the ring, and there is like 3 commercial breaks, like back to back after that, and then another MLK package before Harper and Rowan come down to the ring. Like the Usos had to have been standing in that ring trying to sell their entrance for like 20 minutes, dude. It was ridiculous. Holy fuck. This match was bad. Man, this match was bad. There's a lot of slaps started out. I understand with the Usos because they have that whole gimmick where, that's a move that they use. But then Harper and Rowan were using it too, all over the place. Or I just think Harper might have been. I'm not sure if Rowan was in there too doing it. But they just did that for a while. And there should have been punches from the Wyatts, sloppy punches or something, that fits their style, but they were just doing what the Usos were doing. I didn't really understand it. Then there was a couple botches. Rowan trying to choke one of the Usos over the top ropes. He kind of slid in the middle. And then Harper didn't really look good. He just was doing a bunch of rest holds and making weird faces. I didn't understand that either. I'm not really sure. Maybe he was like, because he was like kind of screaming. I'm not sure if the Usos were trying to communicate. I'm not sure if there's like communication problems in the match or something happened, but like something went wrong. And all it was a bunch of slaps and sleeper holds. So I don't know. And then Bray gets up to cut like a promo in the middle of like all that. And I'm like, Bray doesn't give a fuck. But then I didn't know what to think of that at first. But then I don't know. It might have been to give them time to like communicate in the ring or something, or it may have been that they were just waiting on Bray to give that promo and he was late, so they didn't really have any improvised wrestling. They weren't really able to improvise any wrestling in that time that they were waiting for Bray to get up. But he cuts his promo, and right after he gets done cutting his promo, they go into like a match, and they go into like a formula and like all this shit, and like like it starts flowing again. So I'm not sure if there's communication problems or if Bray just waited too long and they had to kill time and they didn't know how to. So, but something was wrong with that match. It was really shitty for some reason. Rowan did do that little knuckle squeeze like that on one of the Usos. I think that's a pretty cool move that they can incorporate into his moveset. It goes with it. But anyways, Bryan comes down and attacks Bray after his promo. And that's that, I think. Oh, it causes a distraction to an Usos roll up, so big shit. Anyways, next we have Cody and Goldust in another match, I guess. I don't even my brain's starting to get foggy at this point because I'm tired and it's the last hour, So I'm just strictly going off of my notes right now, so my bad. But Cody and Goldust versus the New Age Outlaws. I guess that fucking happened. Oh, no, that didn't happen. That's what they're doing at the Royal Rumble. Okay. But, yeah, New Age Outlaws competing for the tag titles against Cody and fucking Goldust. Like, there's, like, 3 people in that match that are over, like, 50 years old. Like, what is this fucking TNA? That's fucking horrible, man. I don't know what to think of that, but whatever. I guess the Authority's giving the New Age Outlaws a shot at the titles, but they should have... I don't know, man. Whatever. I don't give a fuck about that in the first place. And then we get our main event. That was just an advertisement for that match, and I didn't know that match was happening. Anyways, Kofi versus Orton. is our main event. This is the first motherfucking time Kofi has seen the main event, like ever, like on any Raw or pay per view. I'm fairly sure. And Kofi is out there and he wants to do his thing. You can tell he's like fired the fuck up. Even though he's like the face who's supposed to like get the beat down from Orton, you can tell he doesn't want to get that beat down. You can tell he like he's been waiting 8 motherfucking years to get in like a main event anywhere. Probably even on like fucking Superstars he doesn't main event. But like yeah, he's in his main event. He wants to do his thing. He's fucking pissed off. He's trying to sell stuff, He's doing pretty good, but they tease the whole Orton looking back to see if John Cena's coming finally thing, and that kind of kills Kofi's credibility because things happen in that match, like Randy Orton slamming his head on the announce table, and then he looks back and Kofi doesn't even get like a chop in to like, or like a punch or to like the midsection or like anything. Kofi just stands there while Orton looks back, and then Orton looks back at Kofi and slams his head down again, and that happens like 3 times, and then Kofi has to like, he gets like suplexed. He gets fucking like suplexed, and he has to sell that for like 10 seconds while Orton is like looking back at the ramp and like, being scared and stuff, and like this guy cannot catch a break, man. He didn't get to look good because they tried to tease that whole Orton thing, and so whatever, he got fucked around with, and it wasn't really anything of a match other than the first couple of seconds. Kofi, you could tell he was kind of fired up, but it was more about Cena coming, and then finally Cena comes running down the fucking ramp and the Titantron, and like, I don't know what the fuck he was wearing, but like, I just saw this like little glowing in the dark like everywhere. Like there's like this, I guess he has glow in the dark attire now, but like there's like a hat that's glowing in the dark, and then like a motherfucking like darkness, and then like a shirt that's glowing in the dark, and then motherfucking like can see like a little outline of some jorts, but then right beneath them there's like knee pads that are glowing in the dark, and then fucking shoes that are glowing in the dark, and then socks, and it's like, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I thought it was like some sci-fi shit or some shit from like Game of Thrones or some goblin or some shit. At first, whenever I first saw the camera view, that's what I fucking thought. I was like, what the fuck is this? This isn't Cena. And but then you see his fucking wacky ass run, and you're like, oh, he has a new shirt, and it looks fucking horrible. But anyways, he comes down to the ring and beats up Orton. They go in the stands. Cena beats up Orton. Who gives a fuck? Like, Cena should just tell his dad to stop coming to wrestling events because his dad's been beaten up like 10 times by now. So, like, he'd just be like, dude, stay the fuck away. Someone's gonna beat your ass. So, I don't even feel sorry for Cena. Not like I ever have in the first place. But, like, the storyline, I don't feel bad for his dad getting beaten up because they played that angle so many times. But, he's over there getting his revenge on Orton. They go out into the parking lot, and shit gets real stupid after this. Orton gets into a van and drives away, and that's that. What is this motherfucking WCW 2000? Is that what the fuck this is? Because that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. I'm sure they're not going to unveil the secret driver that Randy Orton has that just follows him around. At first they were trying to sell it like he carjacked a car and like stole some civilian's car to get away from Cena. That was ridiculous too. Like, I don't know. They're just probably not going to mention it, but Randy Orton got in a motherfucking minivan and drove away from John Cena. It was ridiculous. And John Cena kind of sells being disappointed that he didn't get to get his hands on Randy so hard. He kind of sells it for like 3 seconds outside. He's like, damn. Well, all right then. And then it turns into a fucking no sell, like right the fuck away. And he walks back in, and there's all the fans to the side, and the auditorium is like, "Love you guys, I love you guys. You know, I don't know where I'd be without you." And then, and then he just starts pandering to the fans like right away. It's like, you're not pissed this dude beat up your dad and then like got away in a minivan. Like, you're not walking down the halls with like your head hung that you didn't get your hands on him or something. He's just like pandering to the fans and like slapping their hands and like hugging all the Make-A-Wish kids on his way back down to the ring. It's like, "We're live, yeah!" And it's like, you didn't win in that situation, dude. He like got away. Like, you have nothing to be happy about. And that's it's just like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? I don't know what that. Those last 5 minutes of Raw were just a fucking shit fest. And so Raw ends with Cena pandering to the crowd and taking pictures with people and posing with them. Okay. Kofi Kingston gets no rub for being in the main event whatsoever, and Randy Orton hijacks a civilian's minivan. Good shit. That's what Raw ends with when we have motherfucking Batista returning, motherfucking Brock Lesnar fucking shit up, and a bunch of other shit they could have ended with. And Bryan's face turned. And Bryan turned face last week, dog. Like, that's the end of your Raw, dude. Like, Batista should have ended Raw instead of Bryan because he's returning and they've been hyping it up so bad and it's fucking Batista. But, like, dude, there's so many bigger stories than this bullshit feud they are, like, having. I don't even want to say they're shoving it down our throats because it's so half-assed. They're not really shoving it down our throats. It's just fucking stupid. And that's their go home to the Rumble. I guess that minivan is taking fucking Randy Orton to wherever the fuck city the Rumble's in or something. I don't know, man. Like, fuck that, dude. This match, man. I get it's for the unified titles, but like, there's bigger things going on, and that should have ended Raw. Other than Cena pandering to the crowd on the go-home show to the Royal Rumble. You know, man, they didn't even have the little traditional Rumble where everyone gets pissed off. They didn't do anything. It was just about Cena again, and people are saying Cena's taking a back seat. Cena's doing this, Cena's doing that. That bitch is opening and closing Raw. I know he wasn't there to open it, but the first thing we see is a picture of the place that John Cena's gonna come down tonight. So, you know, man, like, it's the go home show on the Rumble, dog. Come on, man. And I get that their match is gonna main event, but I just don't care about it, dude. No one does. I just don't care. There's bigger things going on that should be in the main event. Honestly, it should be Bryan Wyatt, then the Rumble, and that's it. No fucking Cena Orton, no fucking nothing, dude. I don't know, man. He's just like shouldn't defend his belt at the Rumble or something if that's the match they were gonna do. Or he should have defended it against like, just like some filler opponent or something and had it go on next to last to the Rumble. Like, that would have been okay. But I did not want to see a rematch, dude. I didn't even want to see this match happen at TLC. The only good thing is the unified titles, but I don't know what they're going to do about a unified title belt either. They're just going to have motherfuckers carry around two, like, 40-pound belts all the time. That looks stupid as fuck, too. So they kind of ruined the unified title idea for me also. But, yeah, that was Raw, man. It was, everything was kind of shitty except for Bryan and Wyatt, you know? Everything was pretty fucking shitty, dude. And go home Raw for the Rumble. I'm looking forward to the Shield at the Rumble, in the Rumble match. Looking forward to Bryan in the Rumble match. Oh, no, not in the Rumble match. He's facing Bray. I'm looking forward to Bryan facing Bray. And that's about it. I don't really care about the whole Lesnar Big Show thing. Honestly, don't even see why they're that mad at each other. The feud's just kind of happening. But yeah, Lesnar better squash the Big Show at the Rumble. That's the only way I'm okay with that match. Lesnar just goes in there and squashes the fuck out of the Big Show and gains some credibility. Whatever. And the Rumble match itself, My predictions: Batista wins. You know, I don't think Punk's winning. A lot of people have that pinned, but he had a 434-day title reign, and he's involved in the Authority storyline. And if Triple H isn't the champion, I don't think Punk's winning the Rumble. So Batista's winning, and either Batista Lesnar at Mania or Batista Orton at Mania. I don't see Taker facing anybody other than Brock at Mania, so somehow Orton's going to have to win at Elimination Chamber. You know, my mind's already there. Like, why is Brock challenging for the title unless he's going to win? Like, he can't lose to Orton, like, clean. So Taker's going to have to interfere in this match with Orton at Elimination Chamber. That doesn't make any sense to me either. Just, I'm not really sure where they're going. And usually that's a good thing, but I'm kind of worried about the card sucking because there's kind of two directions they can go in. There's either can be really good or it can be a huge clusterfuck of a road to WrestleMania. And you knowing WWE, which one are they gonna go with? So, you know, but I don't know. That's that. I can't really make any Mania predictions yet because I'm not too sure about it. But hopefully, good shit will happen in the future. And, you know, Batista wins the Rumble. Bryan beats Wyatt. Not really sure who he'll face at Mania now because he'll only have like a month or two to build it up. Punk faces Triple H. Orton versus Brock or Batista. I don't know. Those are Mania predictions again. Anyways, all in all, semi looking forward to the Rumble pay-per-view, the Rumble match more than anything, and I guess that's that, man. You know, so mediocre Raw, actually pretty shitty Raw for the for all the star power they had in it and everything. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. They fucking botched everything. Batista was one big botch. Lesnar Big Show shouldn't be happening. Orton Cena shouldn't be happening. Wyatt Bryan shouldn't even be happening, but they managed to make something good of it, so that works. Punk facing the New Age Outlaws. The New Age Outlaws facing for the fucking titles when it should be the Usos, Real Americans facing for it, you know? That shouldn't be happening either. You know, none of these matches make any goddamn sense or should be happening, so I don't know, man. That's that, dude. Hopefully the road to WrestleMania makes more sense than this shit. And that's all I have. I went an hour and 20 minutes, and I don't even have any guests on here or anybody else to talk to. I was just ranting for an hour and 20 minutes, so my bad, dude. I'll let y'all go. Peace. It's Austin. I'll make more Raw reviews, hopefully shorter ones, and Deptford on Wrestling Forums. Give me some fucking cred and shout outs to my girls in the Shield thread and shit. Alright, let's end this shit.